Hi, this is Dawn from Astrology and Tarot Alchemy. I can't even talk today because this whole Gemini energy thing is making me just buzzed with all this energy. It's Jupiter and Mercury were conjunct yesterday, and I'm still feeling the vibrations from it. So, what I wanted to do today was to do a reading called Mind Magic. And what I'm going to start with is three oracle cards, and then I'm going to do tarot, and then I'm going to do the reading of all oracle cards, three cards within, without, advice for each sign. So hang in there with me. The energy is just rising up. We're going to have a good time. All right, we're going to start with three oracle cards. Let's go. All from the top of the deck. We're not taking anything from the bottom today, except for the tarot. Overcoming obstacles, you can overcome anything. Mind magic. Nice start. Miracles. Expect the wondrous to emerge. And that is what mind magic is about. Mercury conjunct Jupiter, especially if Jupiter is your most benefic. That means if you're born during the day, um, before before sunrise or after sunrise, you're born, it's considered your night chart. But if you're born after sunrise and before sunset, you are a day chart and Jupiter is your most benefic planet. So yay. And then we have embracing enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. So, mind magic. And I will be using my favorite tarot deck, Light Seers Tarot. I always have fun with this deck. Let's get the energy of everyone that's watching and will be watching. You know that we're getting your energy in here. Hey. So we are going to take from the bottom of the deck for the tarot. Bottom of the deck. Does that not scream mind magic, the Hierophant? Using your mind, using your thoughts to create your reality. And that's what it's really all about. Using astrology to surf the energies of everything out there and make it work for you instead of like feeling like you're a victim of it. Put those planets to work for yourself. So that I'm just thrilled that that's at the bottom, what you don't see, but what you can utilize. Wisdom, the Hierophant. Greater knowledge, ascension, mind magic. Here we go. Three of Pentacles. I think we're all building things together and everybody can learn. You have the master, you have the apprentice, and you have the journeyman. And this is why I really love this particular card, just any three of Pentacles, because to me, it's always about um, the apprentice can teach the master and you can learn new things, or that new eyes can bring more creativity, something more creative to what the master has seen in a while, and then molding that creativity. I love that. Ace of Wands. We are on the theme of mind magic. So you're going to get a spark. You're going to get an idea. What lights you up? What do you get from working with others that sparks your imagination? And that's under miracles. So overcoming obstacles you do with the power of three. Miracles. It just takes one great idea. One great idea. Now, embracing enthusiasm. Knight of Pentacles. This is the slowest of the knights, but he's the one that's out there planting seeds for something that's going to really grow wings in the future, right? It's something that is, it may take a while for it to come to fruition, but it's a start of something that is in fertile soil. So the idea, and not only is he planting things, look at all the flowers on the horse's bridle, right? And the reins and it's just that sense of I'm doing this in happiness. I'm working, but I'm doing things in happiness. And I think that's important, embracing enthusiasm. So let's keep going. Two of Pentacles. Um, I like that her choices are, she's balancing between the two, but it's also, if you look here, if you look really close, you can see the five-pointed star of Venus. So that Venus energy that came through, yes, actually I'll say the fourth because I'm not sure when you're going to be watching this. The Venus Cazimi is actually going to be in effect for probably the Cazimi effect will be for the probably during the next week because they're going to be really pretty close. And technically you can't see Venus anyway, but she's there getting her energy and joy from the sun. And basically, all during the time that Venus is in Gemini, I think you can really utilize this energy and use Venus, especially if you're a night chart that you are born in the after sunset hours, before sunrise hours. Venus is your most benefic planet. So we had two big boosts on the same day that both affected the people born at night and the people born during the day. So it was huge energy for everyone. So let's see. You're going to have a decision coming up, but I would say it's not just that sun that's out there. You can see that also the five-pointed star on her canteen here. So Venus is having her say in this as well. Seven of Pentacles. Very interesting that the Seven of Pentacles allowing something time to grow and time to take root came with this card, right? It's with embracing enthusiasm. And look at the intensity. You can just see it sprouting up above, but down below the roots are going deep and pulling up the magic from the earth. So amazing, amazing. Okay. The world, divine timing. The world signifies an end, but it also signifies the start of something new. So something is ending, but then something even better is coming in. We are on a constant spiral of learning and ascension, right? I like that it's divine timing, overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. And doesn't she look like she just walked through it, right? I've ended a cycle and now I'm stepping in to my own power. You can see divine geometry on the card, right? Center of the reading, Eight of Cups. This is moving on. And to me, it's that energy of you've learned the lesson. You're moving. This is also a kind of a card of ascension. It's also it's underneath the miracles. It's being able to take what you've learned and then move on to a better day because she's walking into the sunrise. And she doesn't need to take a bunch of things with her. They're things. She's taking what's more important. The mind magic. Nine of Cups, wish granted. And this is just amazingly cool because you have embracing enthusiasm. And one of the things I love about this Nine of Cups is pure joy in the moment, right? It's that sense of it's absolutely positively perfect. Everything about it, right? And we do get those things. We do get those things. So all underneath embracing enthusiasm, planting the seeds, helping it grow. Now we have the card of divine timing. And to me, it's going to be a dream come true. It may take a little while. It may take a little time to allow it to grow. I would say because we had the Two of Pentacles in the center. I don't think it's going to be that long. Let me ask a timing question here. So look at this reading. Look at this reading. I'm going to point something out to you. There wasn't one bad card. Wasn't one. Not one. So, and I wanted to pull an extra one. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man. This is actually my favorite Hanged Man. This is why I love this deck, because like each one of these cards is my favorite. Overcoming obstacles, right? Take a look. In divine timing, looking at things from a different point of view. She got comfortable being uncomfortable. She makes it look easy. I'm sure it's not. I wouldn't even imagine how I would get myself into that position. But she manages to, and she's focused on the magic that's in the water. That's where her mind is. So I want to make sure I have the right number here. Dun, 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 dun. Four of Pentacles. Oh, we don't need that one. So I'm going to put that one to the side because I had enough of the other. Here, I was like, I thought I had drawn enough out. I was going to say let that be the timing card, but that's still a while. All right, I want a timing card. I would say this is something that, I mean, all of these cards are like completely amazing. Miracles, Ace of Wands, right? Ace of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. Miracles, absolute miracles. Expect the wondrous to emerge. And then we finished with this, right? So I'm just so excited by these cards. So let me get a timing card. There was a bunch of them that fell out, but oh, I just got a bunch of them fell out. And you know why I had a bunch of them fall out? Because I'm getting the message. I already had the answer. Divine timing. It's like, hello, pay attention. I'm not going to give you that because I told you already. It's divine timing. So you're going to be using your mind magic to help move things along. Now I'm going to go, I've already pre-shuffled these decks. This is going to be within. This is going to be without. And this is going to be advice. And I set the intention. I was starting with Aries. We'll do that. And I will give my energy into all of these things. So within for Aries, the uncharted sea, that Aries sense of adventure that's out there. Aries does not lack for bravery. It does not lack for being a leader. And that is what is within you. And notice that there's this beautiful compass here. So it's like setting out on that adventure, that mind magic. And this is what our theme is for this reading, is this mind magic. Where will your adventures take you in your mind? Will you turn those into reality? So without for Aries, you are perfectly imperfect. So you don't have to do everything perfectly. You don't even have to have a destination in mind on your map as you're going forward. You're just leaving on a journey to explore. So that can be very Aries energy. The sense of, I will head out to sea. I will make a plan to just go forward and find out where I might end up. It doesn't have to be perfect. And for Aries, this is really telling me that don't wait for something to be perfect to begin a new endeavor. I think that's a good message for you. And for your final advice, reality check, assessment, exploration, honesty, and determination. So you're setting forth, you're on your adventure, you know what you want to do. Reality check, I think, is that final piece of, okay, um, I need to make a plan. But I would say because you have that you are perfectly imperfect, get the plan in place and then strike out. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. It doesn't have to, it's just like you need to get started somewhere. Start. Even though you feel like, okay, I don't have all the base information here, but I need to get started. So I would say that is your energy, is to trust that you're going to be led on the right journey and that you don't have to be all mapped out, but you do have to make some plans, right? Yeah, you're going to be setting out. You don't know where you're going to end up, but you probably need to bring food with you. So there's a few things that you might need to think of, Aries. So let's stop here and we're going to go on to Taurus. Taurus, within, feeling the world. Immediately, I got Taurus and the earth, and you really, in that connection, have such a healing that you're going to provide for the earth. I think Taurus is naturally that affinity that they have with the earth and growing. It's like you know what the ground needs, right? You know how to make a plant feel better. So anyone that has those kind of Taurus placements in their chart, I really like that as far as within, because that is just a natural part of who you are. That's your inner strength, inner guidance. And without, find your star family in this cosmic game of hide and seek. You're very grounded, but there's other things out there. So this is very much it telling me that to get up into your mind a little bit, find your star family in this cosmic game of hide and seek. Now, there's a lot of ways you can connect with people. You don't have to do it face to face. You can do it this kind of face to face. You don't have to physically be in the same orb or vicinity, right? You can actually be with each other over the internet or with a group of like-minded people. You're learning something together. Everybody can learn something new. And I think that's is what leads you to your star family if you are following your passion. And I think Taurus is ruled by Venus. So you should have been really affected by this Venus Cazimi because that's who your ruler is. That's the rulership of Taurus and Libra. So I would say that is part of your process on the outside, is to find that star family, people that you can connect with. So what is the advice? Evolution, empowerment, transformation, protected preparedness. Look at all that green. And green can be a very heart chakra energy. And I think that that's what you need to take with you, is this feeling of empowerment and transformation, and the fact that you feel powerful. Take that energy from the earth to feel into your power. Bring that up into your mind. Let that help you create whatever ideas that you have out there to make that mind magic, because look at her. And this girl is a queen, right? She has that crown and everything going on. And Taurus, every once in a while, you should wear a crown. Okay. I think that's really, like I said, Taurus is ruled by Venus, but usually you like quality things, but every once in a while, give a nod to yourself that Venus is its own special connected planet to you, and that you just need to take a moment to go, um, I'm the most beautiful thing in the room today. So I think boost up your confidence and use that earth power, use the feeling power here, feeling the world power, bringing that up. finding people that have your same goals and aspirations, right? So I like that. Evolution, that's what that card is about, changing. And I think you can pull that back in from what the cards were reading, is that everybody's doing that whole change, but you're learning from other people. So Gemini. I'm a Gemini rising, so it just makes me chuckle. Within the land between. Catch the duality here, Geminis out there, the duality, right? This is what makes me laugh, because a lot of times um, this is so headspace Gemini, because it's like we can see both sides of an argument. We've probably argued both sides of the argument. So look at what's in the clouds. Look at what's in the sky. What information are you getting from both sides? Make up your own mind. You have such a neat, unique way of gathering information and getting to the truth of the matter, right? Um, it's very interesting to me that the land is separated, but it's in a higher realm up above, but there's bridges on each side. So I'm just the land between. That's within us. So I find this perfectly appropriate for us. And if you can see at the very top, there's this lovely little area to enjoy and rest, like a pinnacle of knowledge, a pinnacle of knowledge. Okay, so what's without? Galactic grandmother. I'm laughing because I'm going to be a grandmother. So, galactic grandmother. I think sometimes we need to recognize old knowledge back that was passed down from generation to generation. And I really do, this always makes me think that there's an ancestor out there without that is helping you out there in the world with all of your mind magic. I think it's 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 an ancestor, I think, that wants to bring that, knowledge is great, but all of this new age knowledge, I think, needs to be rooted in the ancient knowledge. And I think, honestly, there's a lot of ancient knowledge that's going to be refound. And you need to keep your eyes open for that, because Geminis, once they get their hands on that kind of information, there are no things that can stop you. So let's take a look at what the advice is. Advice for Gemini. Blessing in disguise. Trust, revelation, significance, surprise. That's fine. We love surprises. We're a mutable sign. We're like, oh, I had a bloom break. Oh, there's confetti in it. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, look at the feather. Oh, all of this going on. It's not a bad thing that the balloon broke. There was more in it than we thought there was. We thought it was just full of air. It had a lot more stuff to it than that, right? So blessing in disguise. And I think you and Sagittarius being opposites on the axis, you're both mutable. So you can take and run with any of those ideas that are going out there. Things are changing. You can adapt to them. I think you're going to need to help other people adapt. You're going to be looking at stuff with, oh, this is great. What a great surprise. Oh, now we can do stuff differently. And somebody else is like, oh my God, we have to do everything differently. So I think you, with your mutable energy, are going to be able to help other people. And I think you should help them. And you and Sag can be hand in hand in this. Help people understand that this was a blessing in disguise. That whatever happens in the future, and you're going to be getting energy and knowledge from the past, it was a blessing in disguise. So very nice, Gemini. Great energy. Now, Cancer. I'm a Cancer sun. Earth magic. I think right now within us, and to me, this is that energy. you have like the stars that are there, but to me, this can also represent that magic of water that's coming in. You have the clouds and everything up above the light, but water has more magic than people realize, and bear this in mind. The mind magic that Cancer has is of ancient um, memory. We believe in past lives and ancestors and all of those things because it's part of who we are and carrying that forward. It's a cardinal sign. It has that earth magic. Earth is the earth signs are also feminine as well as as all the water signs. So it's that very essence of helping and bringing. I'm getting this sense of bringing in um the water and the memory of things. Water has memory. Water has memory. And sometime you're going to be thinking down the road, I wasn't aware that it had that much memory, but it does. And you being that cardinal sign, you're going to be the one that's going to be initiating that and getting things, you'll get that energy started, right? That's the cardinal of water is Cancer, right? It's the only water sign that's on the first half of the zodiac. So it has to hold its own, right? So what is the outside? Your greatest joy pollinates the world. Now, if I was to take a wild guess, I would say the greatest joy of a Cancer is family. There is something, and it doesn't have to be family by blood, but it's that sense of belonging and the history of generations and learning from the past, because Cancer firmly believes that you learn from the past, right? You don't have to live in the past. They're a cardinal sign. They're about moving forward. Your greatest joy pollinates the world. I think that you can bring your loving energy in, and I'm already getting a message probably as to what the other advice is going to be, but you have that unending source of love. If I was going to say anything about a Cancer, I would say that they have an unending source of love that that's going to help other people, right? What's the advice? Sandalphon, turquoise, forgiveness, seeking freedom, and healing. Sandalphon is my archangel, so I'm really happy. Sandalphon is also about music. It's not, here you have, it's listing pain, questions, loss, healing, chaos, forgiveness, betrayal, peace, greed. They're all there. And I think one of the things that Cancers have to be aware of, there are an unending source of love, but that'll drain you eventually in the sense that you'll still have that love to give, but you won't have any energy, right? It's like you will never, ever run out of love, but you may run out of energy. So you do have to allow yourself to have time and healing for yourself. That's the biggest thing I can tell a Cancer is, okay, I know you would never let a friend down ever. But sometimes you need someone there to back you up, to just say, okay, no, I got this. You go refresh. And the perfect thing for a Cancerian to do to refresh is to get near water in one form or another. So think about that. Think about those things. So We're going to do Leo. Leo, here we go. Within, bearing fruit. Leo is all about passion, and it has a big heart. It is about love. It's ruled by the sun. The sun was conjunct Mercury, mind magic, all of this huge energy of messaging, right? And who better to give messages than a Leo who can stand up and be heard and roar, right? So bearing fruit. What um I you don't lack for bravery, you don't lack for um getting out there, but I think people forget that there's a lot more to you that is unseen, and it's very much this energy of being um being able to bring bearing fruit for a Leo is also about creativity. I know personally, Leo rising, she's very more on the quiet side, but she is the most creative person I have ever seen in every aspect of her life. It just like Martha Stewart has nothing on her, right? So it's like um, that is something I think sometimes people miss because a Leo, um, that means you have Taurus in your 10th house, means that you expect quality, and that's what you put out, quality. And you may be one of those that choose not to speak up and give information, but your creativity is so huge and can be such an inspiration for other people, bearing fruit. Okay. And without, have confidence, strength, balance, prepared, tranquil. Have confidence. Now, I think that's one thing about Leo, that they have courage, a lot of courage. But sometimes do they have confidence? I mean, they can they can fake it till they make it. There's no doubt about that. But I think that they need to make sure that they have that balance in there. What is it that equalizes them? Now, they're a fire sign. I would say that if you're trying to quiet down all of this really heavy energy because the sun was conjunct Venus, um, very busy energy of Venus out there because she's going to be moving very fast. I would say I would advise that you actually start a fire and watch a campfire. Just sit and let that be your form of tranquility, of balance, of strength. And I think that will energize you. You have all of these, you have all of this creativity, and your greatest joy pollinates the world, right? It's, oh, wait. We got messed up, or I got messed up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I missed the middle one. Guess what your middle card is? Divine Dragon. The dragon chooses you, right? Okay. So, um, and I will say again, if you do not have this deck, just because I love these cards, I'll put that link down below. Um, I recommend that's why I wanted to recommend. I recommended this deck to all Aquarius people, but then Aquarius is opposite Leo. It's probably a good deck for you too. And the Divine Dragon, the dragon chooses you. The dragon chose you for a reason, right? And to me, because dragons need someone who has imagination, creativity, and you can balance this out. Again, I would recommend a campfire for you. I would. I would recommend a campfire for you. So now that I've got myself back on track here, just in time, just in time for the Virgos, right? So here we go. Virgo energy, smoke and mirrors. So what's on the inside, Virgo? There is Virgo can make a plan. Virgo makes sub plans. Virgo can do all the packing. But they'll repack it probably twice because they want to get it in a certain organized way, right? So it's to me, it's this it's almost like you've got an inner turmoil in yourself. You are good enough, right? I don't want you to I think for me, it's that the looking for in the mirror, looking for that perfectionism that Virgo has. I raised a Virgo. Um, but sometimes you have to go, okay, it's better than anyone else's. You don't have to redo it 8 times to get it perfect because then you're just going, it's like you delay the start of something because you want to get everything perfect before you start. We'll see if that comes out later on in the messages. But this whole smoke and mirrors thing, you can make a plan. And I just think because you're not sure of the outcome, this is your way of having control, right? But you can't always have control. That's what that smoke and mirrors part is. So, Virgo, your words create worlds. Of course they do. You're ruled by Mercury, right? And you need to actually let go of some of those intentions that you put out there. Don't forget, we're setting intentions. On the 6th in the morning, is the new moon in Gemini. Yay, your sister house that's ruled by Mercury. And it's your word is creating worlds. Out of this misty chaos, you're gonna put things in order, right? And what is your advice, Virgo? Renewed connections, reunion, reconciliation, intimacy, and forgiveness. I think it's and this is your advice, very important for you to be connected to other people. And I know you're super organized with things, but they're things, and you need more of that connection and joy and fun of going out there. And you can dig into the facts, and you can, research. And like if you're going to a concert, you'll probably know the list of the playlist before you get there. But just go and connect with people and enjoy yourself. That's what I would say. Because I really feel that connection. I mean, I think you can make order out of anything, but there's this connection to people that I think that you're missing that needs to be brought forward with you. And don't forget, Mercury is about communicating. It's also about how you think, which you've got that all figured out, but it's also communicating. And you need that with other people, right? You need to have that connection with other people. Um, you can get, people can ask you advice on how to organize things or whatever, but I think it shouldn't be just that as your only form of communication, right? You should go out there and enjoy pursuits of stories and plays. If I were going to tell a Virgo to do anything fun, I would say, depending on what kind of Virgo you are, either go and get like your favorite author, a really good book, and relax by a fire and enjoy yourself, or go to a great play if you're an extrovert. Introvert, hang out at the house, enjoy a good book, invite a friend over. It's maybe reading the same book. For an extrovert, go to a play, go to someone that has a quality with words. Being a Gemini rising, I love someone that has an amazing um, craft with words. Um, I went to see some speakers and it was just like seeing someone that has that connection, and you being a Virgo and that connection with Mercury, go see a good play. Best advice for you. Okay, Libra, wish upon a star within. This, what I'm seeing here is usually Libra is the people pleaser. That's why the South Node is currently in Libra, to tell you to release all of that. You need to release all of that people pleasing and wish upon a star, right? Venus is going to be probably seen not until the end of June, maybe the first part of July, but she's there. So see this little girl, she's got her eyes closed. She knows Venus is there. And that sense of your sovereignty, right? This should be about you and what you want. That is your mind magic, right? You can think creatively. You can do things creatively. Libras love beauty and art. I would say probably if you hesitate about creating your own art as a way of refreshing, then I would say go to where you enjoy the art, to your favorite kind of art museum or gallery, and just immerse yourself. And you don't have to go with anyone else. If no one else wants to go see it, fine. Bye. I'm going to go have a good time. So that's what I would say is within. Now, without, for Libra, your lighthouse guides you home to the stars. I think that because the South Node has been in your sign, you have been getting so many changes in your relationships. But I think that what you need to keep track of is that, in the sense, you're that guiding light to what future relationships you're going to have. Define yourself and then reach for other people that have that same vibration. And that's what you need on the outside. It's your lighthouse guides you home to the stars. And I think that is um, you taking sovereignty over your own set of people that you want to be with now. Because the South Node cleaned everybody out that should be like leaving. You should have let them go and then shut the door and locked it. Okay. This energy is for you to move forward. There's so many more interesting people out there, and you can find them. You need that connection as well. So what is the advice for Libra? Open your heart to love, vulnerability, forgiveness, allowing, and community. Right? I think you need that new community. You have had everything cleaned out. Whatever planet that you have in Libra that is having you pay attention to this, you have had huge changes in your relationships. But it's saying that there's better out there, right? It's saying open your heart to love. But you decide who gets the key. Not everybody's so lucky. Make it a boundary, that door. Only the people that are for your greatest and highest good get to come through it. And I think that is a lesson that you've been learning. You'll still have things going on into next spring because the nodes change signs in January, but there is another eclipse that happens in Aries. So that'll be the April timeframe. It might be March 29th. So right around that time is the final eclipse in Aries, which is going to be opposite you. So let's take a look at Scorpio. Scorpio's next. Within Scorpio, into me I see. I will say of all of the signs, and I'm a water sign, so I have a lot of emotion that goes on in my chart. So Scorpio, though, I heard it once said that Scorpio is the sign that they feel emotions so deeply that poets cannot do them justice. And I think that's very true. I think I think that's why it hurts so much when someone lets you down. And because it is such a heart stab wound for you. So that takes a lot to get over. It takes a lot of vulnerability to even let them have that opportunity and then to have them crush it in such a way, right? So I think that's one of the things that you have to recognize and work on as part of your healing process. You need to clean out those old wounds. And Scorpio is a fixed sign, so it's it's easier said than done, right? It's fixed. Um, I'm sorry, Taurus. Taurus and Scorpio can hold a grudge, okay? Um, but Scorpio will not just hold the grudge, they will make sure that they get their form of justice, which I'm not advising. But you know, I'm smart enough not to make a Scorpio mad. Don't betray one. I'm just saying. So on the outside, soul draft. Oh, yes, you need to look at things from a higher perspective. From the outside, is this thing that upset you going to matter in 3 years? This little thing. Does it hurt right now? Yeah. Um, but in the grand scheme of things, how important is it? Did you write it down in your diary even? Um, I think the soul draft is telling you not to get caught up in all the small stuff and the daily minutia, right? I think you have every right to expect loyalty in your relationships and you trust completely because that's how there's no halfsies with Scorpio. Just like, they don't just sort of date somebody, right? So, watch your relationships, I would say, and be careful because you can get hurt really deeply. And don't give your energy to someone who isn't worthy of it. Make sure they're worthy first. So the soul draft, look at things from a higher perspective. Is that person um, here for my greatest and highest good? What lesson am I supposed to be learning from this person? Have I learned it already? We'll see. Hopefully you can move on without dragging any dead body grudges behind you, right? I think you need to let go of that heavy weight because that mind magic, and to me it's like this mind water magic, the wind. Is that what we should call it? The wind, mind water, wind magic is something that you can grab hold of, I think. So I'm going to get the advice for you. Supported, protected, loved, encouraged. Okay, Scorpio, you need to realize that there are people behind you. It doesn't have to be just you going through something. I think this is your advice. There's, there's people, angelic help, your guides for one, always there, always. And there's other people that you can go to that can help you, that really appreciate someone that has your passion and creativity. Um, you know, there's a very much a energy of um, Mars is definitely that's Mars, Mars and Scorpio, obviously, but that um, Pluto coming in and being the, as they say, modern day ruler also brings its own sense of, it brings the truth out. It gets down to the nitty gritty. It digs out all of the bad injury, right? Getting it's If you're going to do healing, you have to get down to that wound, right? And you can do that. But then here's the hard part. You have to heal it. You can't just open it up and keep opening it up and keep opening it up. You have to clean it out and then let it heal. So there's others out there for you. There are. So Sagittarius, hey Sag, within body and soul. And it's very much, I see this dragonfly, the first thing I noticed. Oh, dragonfly. Um, Sagittarius has this energy of adventure and being able to move around and, you know, that unique quality. I'm looking at this long body of this I'm just, it looks like, oh, this looks like a Sagittarius bug to me. Um, just because it's got this, this freedom, right? And it does see him, Sagittarius sees things from a higher perspective, right? So I get that sense of connecting to the higher realms. They're the archer. They can see things from a distance. They can see that higher perspective, right? That's the inside. And it's very much a part of who they are, very independent. Um, Sagittarius is opposite of Gemini, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter and Gemini met and were conjoined on the 4th, the same day as the Venus conjunction with the sun. So they're very connected right now, even though that they're on the opposite axis. Of all of the things on the axes, I think that Sagittarius and Geminis probably get along the best of all of those. Um, just because I think that you can appreciate the other's um, attributes. So that body and soul, but it's like you can see it from a different perspective. And it's very free feeling to me. So let's take a look. Oops, that'll be your advice. Hold on. Skip this one. Cut away what is no longer needed for you, Sag, right? Um, what has been holding you back? Who's been holding you back? You're a mutable sign, so you're able to adjust. But I don't think that's going to be that hard for you, the pruning part, because you have this very wanderlust energy and you travel lightly usually anyway. It's like, next adventure, next adventure. I'm not, you see what it's fear, fear. It's pruning off fear. So, is there something holding you back from living your best life? I get this, I'm really getting the sensation that you're kind of being, whether you're holding yourself back. So the advice card here is energy healing, holistic well-being, thriving and vibrant. I do think that there is some kind of healing energy that you might need. And if I were going to be talking to a Sagittarius and advising them what is the best thing for them to heal, number one, fire sign. So a campfire is never a bad thing. The other thing is going to a new place, even if it's just a weekend trip or going on an adventure somewhere. Something new and different is something I think that will lighten up your heart, because that's you need to have that vibrant, adventurous archer energy out there where you can be moving forward and keep moving forward to what your next destination is. I think if you're having these energies of, feeling bogged down, you need to make some changes that allow you to be more of your inner energy, right? The Jupiter is also about learning and the law and fairness, and they're a mutable sign. So they take change very easily. So I would say if I was going to advise a Sag on things to do for healing, go on a trip, go someplace that calls to you. Because I think Sagittarians can hear that call of a special place for them. And I think that'll be a healing energy for you. I really do. So we have Capricorn coming in. Capricorn within the power of purpose. This is such strong Capricorn energy, the power of purpose. They work hard, they play hard. I have the pleasure of having some Capricorn friends. I'm a Cancer sun, so that's the opposite for me. So that's on the other side of the axis. And they believe in the power of purpose. They are an earth sign. They have that connection. And they're between Capricorn and Taurus, I think they're kind of the most unstoppable, like warrior, not giving up kind of energy that there is out there. So I would say that's what you hold in as your strength, the power of purpose. When you decide that this is what your calling is, or this is what something that needs to be done, and I'm the one that's going to do it, it gets done. And you don't give up until it is. So let's see what without is for you. You contain the entire universe encoded within you. You know how to do this. I think that's one of your most interesting things is that it's Capricorn will find a plan to get things done. They're like, okay, this needs to be done. Let's take a look. How do we do this? What needs to happen? So practical, so connected to the very logical energy. It's Saturn ruled, but Saturn is something that teaches you lessons, and it makes you work, but it's worth it in the end. And I think that is very interesting as to what you might have coming up with your mind magic. You contain the entire universe encoded within you. I really feel like there's a task coming up for you. I feel like there's a task. So the advice, oops, sorry. Am I picking the right one? No, this is the advice column. Advice. Raziel, rainbow, enlightened, adaptable, soulful, connected. I really get the feeling that there is, for Capricorns, that inspiration thing that guides you on what is your chosen path? What is your thing that you are connected to and enlightened by, or something that's going to be shown to you that you're just going to find that is the missing piece. That is that missing passionate emotional piece that you will find a way to get things done, right? That's what I feel like. It's like I feel like there's something coming for you as far as what a next task will be. And I feel like you're the right person for the job. You just have to find out what that particular passion is for you. And I would say by the end of the year, you probably will have a pretty good idea what that is, because I think there's going to be a lot of changes. I don't know what those changes are. I will admit that. But I do feel like there's going to be changes coming up. We're going to have the mutable sign saying, don't worry, we're going to adapt. And everybody else is like, really? And you're going to be the one that has the, okay, yeah, we can do this. All right, this is, all right, change of plans. Okay, give me a minute, because you are, cardinal energy. You will get things started. And I think that's what's needed. It's going to be what is needed. Like, okay, things happened. They happened for a reason. In the end, it was for our greatest and highest good. So now what do we do? Get busy. You have a task ahead of you. There's no doubt. You have a task. So, Aquarius, I am an Aquarius moon. So I have a tendency to look at things from a distance sometimes. But what helps is I have a Gemini rising and a Cancer sun. So very important. Waking the lion, Aquarius. This symbolizes your opposite sign, Leo. Now, Aquariuses sometimes get accused of being dispassionate, not having, feelings. They do have feelings. Sometimes it's the expression of those feelings. I think that is something that, they believe in the community. They believe in everybody being an individual. And sometimes I don't think that people recognize that being an individual needs recognition too. And I think that the recognition and love um, sometimes is something that Aquarius doesn't get, right? Oh, it's for the collective. Okay. But, you need to have that, your opposite sign is Leo. You need to have that emotion, that creativity. You have it, you have the mind power, right? People that have a lot of Aquarius in their chart are geniuses. It's connecting all that to the feeling, though. And that is a big task for an Aquarius, because I'm about the collective. I'm about making, but I want everybody to be an individual. Yeah, get that. But it's also about the heart too. It's about that feelings that occur in the heart. So that's on the inside. Keep that energy here. Keep that warmth and let other people see it. I think you have a tendency to step back a little bit. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. Um, and sometimes it's really amazing when you have other people recognize what you've been doing and maybe even struggling through and not saying something. And then they're like, wow, you've been through a lot, but hey, you kept it together. Much appreciated. So let's take a look at outside, wanted universe creators. Oh, this is you every day. You are on task because you have Pluto in your sign and you've got work to do. you can't have Pluto creating good stuff out there without the help of Aquariuses. They will quantum leap us to whatever we need to go to next. That is for sure. Universe creators. And I think that's where we're needed. But I think that's the part that we need to remember. You need to bring that heart in. Yes, gee, all this computer stuff is really cool. I loved what someone said, that they want AI to do their dishes and sweep their floors, and then they'll do their own art instead of having AI do their art, and you have more time for your dishes and your floors. So, universe creators, create it the way that you want it, that benefits people, right? That's what you're really about anyway. You really want the collective to benefit. Collective right here. Remember, keep that heart-spaced energy, that creativity. That's the important thing with all of these computer things that are going on. Yes, they're very smart. Yes, they can do a lot of things for us, but we are that bit of magic that that can't be manufactured. The complexity of the human brain never fails to mystify and surprise me. So what is your advice? Law of attraction. My angels are with me. Life loves me. I am beautiful. I am prosperous. Everything is going to work out for me, etc., etc., etc. Aquarius. So take a look. Take a look what's out there. Put those positive thoughts in your mind. That's part of mind magic, is that the intentions that you set, the things that you focus on, that's what you get. The universe says, you want more of that? Okay, great. On its way. So you should never say the sentence, I don't know how things could get worse. They couldn't get any worse. Anything like that. Never say that. Never mean that. Everything is always working out for me. This is going to be for my greatest and highest good. Everything gets better and better, right? Amazing ideas. But they're using that thought process. And I think you shouldn't have a problem with that. I think your biggest problem is make sure you incorporate that joy and creativity and that loving heart space. So we get to end with Pisces. Pisces, you've been really busy. You've had Saturn going through your sign, and you've got Neptune there at the 29th degree. This is a big time for Pisces. This is, no one alive right now is going to see Neptune and Pisces again. It's not going to happen. You would have to live like, what, 140 years or something in order to see it happen again. Because it takes like anywhere from 10 to 12 years for it to get through a sign, right? Or longer, depending upon its orbit. So what is within for Pisces? Pisces had two cards. A deep breath. Excuse me, that I'm just thinking that is so Pisces. Breath. You can't see it. You know it's there. What a Pisces concept. Healing the heart. And with Pisces, it's very much you have to decide. You have to decide what kind of energy. It can be a victim mentality with Pisces and Neptune, or it's also ruled by Jupiter. It can be an elevated process. It can be connecting to your spiritual guides. It can be all of those things. It can be living to your highest purpose. There's a big amount of space, not dealing with reality, being on the spiritual plane. So I think Pisces, I really feel need to be grounded, right? Pisces is a water sign. But I really think for Pisces, because I think it helps that Saturn is there. Saturn is giving it some serious grounding. It's making people have a spiritual practice. You need to be putting a spiritual practice in place. That's what it's telling you. And it's interesting that that is what's going on now. And then the nodes are going to be moving into Pisces. The North Node is going to be in Pisces starting January 12th. Although there is a lunar eclipse in Pisces in September, our first taste. So if you have Pisces, you need to go look at what that, I can't tell you off the top of my head. I knew it a couple of weeks ago, but I've been to an astrology conference, so I'm like, my dates are all confused in my head now. So very Neptunian. So I would say that you need to have a grounding energy for yourself because I know Saturn is there and it's there to help and it will change signs. Saturn will change signs next year, and it will be moving. But I think you'll find that if you do some kind of grounding with earth grounding, I think that'll help you because with all of this Gemini energy with Jupiter in that sign and things are happening quickly, that I think you need to have that very rooted energy. So sometimes it's a matter of, go swimming or be near water, any water sign, that's always a good idea. But I think for Pisces, because you have Neptune there and it's so hard to, get a grasp on Neptune because it symbolizes photography and all these um, very creative, inspired things that to bring what's up here down here. And you can do that. You can bring this spiritual practice and then bring it into your daily life and make a difference for yourself. So without, there are no wrong turns. So try different things. What is working out for you? I will tell you, and I have known this to happen, that people who feel like, oh, yeah, I feel like I really missed the boat. I think that was my chance. If it's something that was really meant for you, it'll come back. And guess what? You'll be wiser the next time it comes, and you'll have more information that are going to help you with that. And I've had people, I said that to them, and they're like, oh, that's why I'm now doing this. I thought I wanted to do that about 10 years ago, but then I had all this other stuff going on, and now I'm back to it. But hey, I'm going to be better at this now because of what I've been going through and working on. So there are no wrong turns. It's just an opportunity for learning. And maybe you're supposed to take that detour. So I would say take a step and make physical steps toward whatever your goal may be, whatever it's mind magic, that's you every day, right? Um, but you're going to want to manifest things in. And they don't have to be physical things, but you do have to take physical steps towards them, I believe. Because that's your way of reaffirming to the universe that I do really want this. So make a decision. There are no wrong turns. Just start down a path and then keep going. Don't turn around and kind of go, 4 feet down one path and 4 feet down another and back and forth. Keep going. Once you've made the decision, commit to it. If it's the wrong one, you'll figure it out, but then know that you probably are picking up some information that you needed. Otherwise, that opportunity wouldn't have presented itself to you. You'll have learned a lesson, if nothing else. So, advice. Channel, light green. Is it Chamule? Oh, I'm butchering this poor angel's name. Happiness, vibrancy, energy, and hope. Forgive me for pronouncing your name wrong. And that energy and hope. Pisces does have this etherical sense. And I really think that we have all these changes going on in Pluto. We have all this energy that just entered Gemini. And even though you're a water sign, you're very easily connected with air. So I find that very interesting. I think you do need to concentrate on being grounded. Um, Happiness, vibrancy, energy, hope. And for you, I think that that energy and hope, because sometimes it gets, I think that's part of it is that bring in what would be something that would bring your energy up, I would say. Energy is really something that's why Saturn's there now. It's to get you going. It's like, oh, that's a beautiful, great idea. That's wonderful. But it's never, ever going to get done unless you bring energy to it. And Saturn, take advantage of it being in your sign right now. Um, Very soon, I would say this is a great prep year for you because what's going to happen is in June of 2025, Jupiter will be going into Cancer, which is going to be trining everything in Pisces for you. So get ready, get the plan in place, get things started so that when Jupiter hits Cancer, it will be, and Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. It will be a great time for you just to soar with everything that's going on. So those are my advice for within, without, and advice. So I hope you enjoyed this mindful magic reading, and information for you is down below. I hope to see you soon as we all play together here. Bye.